No start, man. Oh, God. Go sit down and then I'm going to start.
Okay.
Didn't start.
Yeah, sit down. Go.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon to each and every one of you. Welcome to another edition of SKN You Talk. I am Shaquille Gumbs, the host of this program of SKN You Talk, and with me, as usual, we have with me Phealecia Patrick and Herschel Browne one more time. And to this afternoon's topic will be on sex, which is very ticklish. A very ticklish topic we will discuss this afternoon. And our co-host Herschel Browne brought up the topic, so we will start out with Mr. Browne this afternoon. Oh yes, let us begin with the opening prayer before we begin this afternoon proceedings. Heavenly Father, we just want to thank you. We just want to give you praise. We just want to give you thanks for all that you have done for us throughout the week. We thank you for the many blessings that you have stored upon us this afternoon. We thank you for bringing us here safely. Whatever we have planned for the people of this nation and home and abroad and in the whole wide world altogether, mighty God. Just let your presence be with us this afternoon. Take us back home safely as we begin this afternoon proceeding on a ticklish topic. Guide us through it all. In Jesus' precious name, amen and amen. And Herschel, go right ahead.
Okay, good afternoon to all the commentators listening. We are happy to be back for another youth talk, and today's topic is going to be a topic that a lot of people don't like to discuss, you know. So today we're gonna just bring some people out of their comfort zone. I know many people is afraid to talk about sex, but the truth is a topic that need to be teach. You know, we did not come here with wrong motives, but facts and truth about it, because it is reality. And I remember when I used to be the president of the Youth Voices Against HIV and AIDS in Sandy Point High School under the leadership of Gloria Mills and Miss Laka. We used to get campaigns to the students, showing students how to abstain from having sex and everything. And this is the same topic that we want to bring out, because as we're heading up into December, I know that the AIDS Day is coming up and they will be testing in the square. And so today we want to look at certain factors and certain points about sex as we go straight along. So my first point is, I will ask Shaq and I will ask Phealecia as well. What is sex? When you hear sex, what is the definition of sex? No, the people need to hear you. The people need to hear you, because they let's go. The people need to hear you.
Well, to me, sex is when two people come together and be in love and have intercourse with each other. That's my meaning of it, to my knowledge.
Okay, yeah. Having, exposing your body to another, okay? So, as I said, as when two people come together in intercourse. Okay, now the question is, why God created sex? So back to Shaq and Phealecia again. Why God created sex?
Why God created sex?
Yes.
Well, sir. Oh, my.
Why God created sex?
That's a good question. All I know that God created Adam and Eve pertaining to that. But I'm not sure if he created it, but under the Bible says, be fruitful and multiply.
And in order to fruitful and multiply, what you have to do?
No sex before marriage.
The Bible does say that. sex before marriage is a sin.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to be married first in order to have sex. Is that right? Is that true? Is that true to your knowledge?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Okay.
so should the young people be having sex at an early age before marriage?
We're going to come down on that. We'll come down on that point. Okay. Now, so sex is exposing your body to one another, meaning, I'm going to be real, alright? Because also I teach sex, but in a positive way, alright? Is when, meaning when the penis and vagina making point of contact to create the unction to function. Alright? Remember that one. Now, why sex was created? Sex was created for marriage, not out of marriage. Between a man and a woman. So both can reproduce their kind, meaning have children of their kind. God did not create sex for a human being to have sex with an animal.
That's right.
I'm going to be real. God did not create a sex for a man to use an exit point but an entry point. Number 2. God did not create a sex for a woman to lie with another. God did not create a woman to use any sort of objects to go, Jesus please, to go up in their body. Alright? Meaning, you guys know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Alright? But for you to find a soulmate and own it in marriage. Now, explain to me what I just read. Give us a little highlight what I just read. That God did not create a sex for... Tell me.
For young people?
No?
Or for everybody in general?
Like the type of things that people practice, like God did not created sex for a human being to have sex with an animal. Tell me, you is a okay, so you as a spiritual person, right? In this context, give a little more highlight, because I did say God did not create sex for a human being to have sex with animal and different points like that. So give me a highlight as a spiritual person.
And spiritual person?
And in terms of what I said, you know, there's abomination and everything. Okay, and the same practice they used to do in Sodom and Gomorrah, right?
Sodom and Gomorrah.
And Gomorrah. So tell me, tell me the, as a highlight, spiritual person, tell me, give some more highlight.
Well, to me, this is ridiculous.
Talk to the people, let's go. They're listening.
So from a spiritual standpoint, I should say that sex should be done within marriage, not outside of marriage. Because you are breaking the laws of God. Because remember, God gave Moses 10 commandments that the people have to follow. So once God gives us a directive, a commandment to follow, we have to follow it. But in these days and times, people don't follow the commandments of God. Which is very funny. I don't understand why. But we as Christians in the Christian world, we need to follow the mandate and the rules of God. But we don't get tempted at times. We do because we are a human. But we need to resist from the temptations. Hello. Hello. Don't put me on the spotlight now. let's be real here.
We are being real.
Let's be real here.
We are being real.
Okay, so let us stay within the boundaries, please. Okay, so as I was saying, we have to do what God says and try to resist from having sex before marriage. Resist from it. Abstain. Do the right thing. Because if you have sex out of marriage, you could get somebody pregnant at an early age and all of that. To me. Yeah.
Phealecia, anything to add on that? She said nada. Okay. The best gift you can give your husband or your wife is your virginity in marriage. Even if you lose it, you can still respect your body and make it perfect in marriage. Am I right?
Yes.
Am I wrong?
You're right.
Okay. Because, you see, somebody can be faithful all their life, and then time to say, you and another person go around the place and you use up your body like you are fling down the plane, and the person being so faithful all their life, keeping their body, keeping their standard, and by the end of the day, they lose their identity because of you. I know Phealecia start putting on the mask because she don't want to talk. Okay, because they're saying it's a ticklish topic. Alright? So she start to laugh. Okay, as we go along, I will explain certain things to you. Why we are dealing with this. There are two types of sex that I want to look at as I begin as well. There's something called safe sex. It's not a problem teaching about sex. It is wisdom. Some people need to come out of their comfort zone and be real. It's real life. And we are living in a real world that this thing gonna happen. Either if you like it or not, it will happen. So it's best to know the knowledge of it rather than hiding from it, but face it. Alright? So there are two types of sex I want to look at. One, safe sex. It's a sexual activity using methods or devices to reduce the risk of transmitting sexually transmitted infections as STI, HIV, AIDS, or some form of sexually disease. So, Shaq, back to you and Phealecia. I just made a highlight about safe sex. Give me in your own option, what else can you highlight about safe sex?
Okay. Safe sex. Use condom. To me. Oh God, this is such a ticklish topic that I was running from. But
Yeah, continue.
but
I know you're watching.
it's
That's good.
reality. We have to learn to protect ourselves.
Yes.
Like keep away from sex, really keep away from it. Try to take your mind off of it. But if you're going into it, use a condom, please. I encourage you. Use a condom if you have to. Because if you don't want to get your lady friend pregnant, and you have to get a child for her, please use a condom. Just to be on the safe side. If you bust, use the next one. That's all I can tell you. Then about Phealecia and Herschel. I use pills. Ladies. Ladies. Use pills or injection. Ladies. Hear me again. Use pill or injection. If you don't want to get pregnant at an early age. Okay. I don't talk.
I'm going to talk again.
So safe sex is a sexual activity, alright? It's also help you to reduce the risk of sexually transmitted infections, STI, HIV, AIDS. Now, as I go along, I'm going to explain to you the different symptoms of attracting these infections. Now, the next thing I want to look at is unprotected sex. Having sexual intercourse without a condom can cause you or can put you at risk of contracting any form of sexual transmitted disease. The question is, I want to ask you as a public, the question is, I want to ask us here, does condom always save? The answer is no. 50-50%. Why? Explain to me why.
You can burst.
Thank you. Simple answer there. See, Shaq helping me this afternoon.
That's why I said, if it bursts, use the next one.
Okay. So, it can burst. Alright? So, condom always not safe. Alright? But, this is the key point that I want you to understand. And I want to get to you. You know, this is the key point I want to get to you. Before having sex with someone, you should know your sexual partner. I'm going to read it again. Before having sex with someone, you should know your sexual partner. Many people follow, you have to follow the golden rule. As Socrates said, before you have sex, check out the ting-ting. How those of you who listen to Calypso? And I sure you guys remember that song when Socrates bring it out, King Socrates, right? Check out the ting-ting by King Socrates. Meaning, send them for a medical paper. Why? A lot of people, you don't know what the person have. You never seen the person, and you want to have sex with a stranger. You see, life is all about applying common sense.
Yes.
But using the sense to it. And every one of us should know our sexual partner before having intercourse with them. Am I right? Am I wrong?
You're right.
Okay. How does sex affect this generation today? Sex can affect this generation because many people follow media than using common sense. I'm going to be real with you. I'm going to explain why. Sex is not a game. Can I say that again over the radio?
Yes.
Sex is not a game. Many things can happen during the period of having sexual intercourse. And 90% of young people are sexually active. And it's very, very important to know your sexual status. Very, very, very important. So a lot of time, as I said, because why use media? Because a lot of people want to copy the porn site business thing. And it's easy to go on a computer and they find everything about sex is there.
Oh yes. Go
But
ahead.
everything the media teaches based on that. People want to apply, and even our young people are applying it. I'm not saying that I'm not getting involved in whatever, but I want to try to tell you is just facts that what happened. So, the fact is this. Why many things can happen during the period of having sex? One, you don't know the partner, as I said.
Yeah.
You don't know how much people the partner being with. You don't know. You just find, oh, baby, can I have sex today? Baby, I love your body, baby. And you like to fall for it. But where is the question? How I just met. We never been to the body protocol. What is the body protocol? Go to JNF, go into the lab, and get a paper before you come. And I will take one too. Basically, you need to know that your partner is being trustworthy.
Oh yes. Indeed.
So also during that period, if you have sex without a condom, number one, you know you can be at risk and you know you can get pregnant. Number two, so don't tell me that it was a mistake that you get pregnant. Because a lot of people like to use that word. Oh, it was a mistake. Even they say, oh, well, me and my boyfriend, my boy said, me and my girlfriend just happened and it was a mistake. It was not a mistake. Why? You know the truth.
Exactly.
So why didn't you apply it? So, it's very important to know your sexual status. Anything you want to highlight on that?
No.
You want me go ahead?
Go ahead.
Are you custom say?
Yes.
Phealecia, anything to say on that? She's very quiet today, guys. Don't. She's very quiet today. Everything I have to say on that. Okay, she said nada. Okay, types of sexual diseases. Now, I want you guys to really listen because it's very important to know. Okay? Now, we have AIDS,
Yeah.
number one. AIDS is the last stage of HIV infection that occurs when the body immune system is badly damaged based on the virus.
Mm.
Okay, so this one of the risks that you could get when you do unprotected sex, when you don't know your sexual partner. All right, I'm not saying that you don't trust your partner, but I only saying facts that can happen because we're looking at the risk factors that can happen during having sexual intercourse.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you could have the risk of getting AIDS. Number two, HIV. Now, HIV is different than AIDS. Okay, so please take note. Human deficiency is a virus that attacks cells that help the body fight infections. So, you want to give a highlight on that?
I want to ask you a question.
There's a question on the ball.
How do you know the difference between HIV and AIDS? What is the difference between those two abbreviations?
Okay. There are people, okay, living with HIV, all right? But they don't have the virus, which is the AIDS. When you're talking about HIV, it could be some kind of sexual transmitted disease, such as STD, or some other sexual infections that you can inherit during the intercourse. When you have AIDS, that when you badly get it, right? That where death can occur. Now, death can occur during HIV as well, but most likely when you have AIDS, that when you badly get the virus. All right? But as we go along, I will show you the symptoms of AIDS and the symptoms of HIV. Okay? Now, STD is a human playing up a virus called HPV. It's the most common sexually transmitted infection in the United States. Some health effects caused by HPV can be prevented with vaccines. So as I just explained to you, with the HIV is the STD, some other sexual infections that can be prevented and treated.
Yes.
All right? So, and you have STI, an infection passed from one person to another person to sexual contact. An infection when is a bacteria, virus, or parasite enters and grows on your body. Meaning it could be done by kisses, yes, because the person to have a cut inside the mouth and you could get contact with it. And that way you can get blood, blood contact. Alright? And hold on, I lost it. Yeah. So blood contact through kisses and all of this. So it's better for you to understand the risk and prevention as a young person and adult, especially if you are sexually active. Am I right or wrong?
That's right.
No. You want to give any highlight on that one?
No.
I know it's a topic that people don't like to hear.
I know.
But the truth is the truth.
Oh, yes.
And we have to speak the truth. Alright?
Yes.
No. You guys want to make me a Shaquille laugh, right? so, okay. Do you agree? Now, these are some things as well. for question to ask Phealecia and Shaq. Okay? Do you agree as parents and public views that when they are having awareness that students should be given condoms?
No.
No.
No. Why? Tell the people.
Because the people are not at age yet.
Thank you very much. And what else? Give me some more highlight.
It's like teaching them to have sex in the early.
Thank you. Because you know why? I asked one person who was having the program one time over in the square with the awareness. I asked, what you guys do if students condom and all of this? He said, because it's a way to tell them if they have sex, they should use a condom. I was shocked. Number one, I was shocked. Because the truth is, when you're having awareness and students come and ask condoms in the uniform, you as an adult have to tell them no. You're supposed to teach abstinence. Not when you're giving them condoms, you are promoting sex. Hear me? I'm in the place quiet today because it's a very hard topic and they don't like to hear this topic. Alright? That's why she's social distancing today, but that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. Okay? So, it's wrong, really. Truthfully, it's wrong.
Yes.
You should never give students condom. Even if you have an awareness and you have a lot of box of condom, the moment you see them pass and touch it, hey, you leave this here. This end belongs to you. I mean, you have to speak abstinence rather than promoting sex to them.
Oh, yes.
Although you said, oh, well, even if we tell them no, they might do it still. I understand. But still, give them the effort as an adult, somebody promoting the awareness of abstinence. Alright? Now listen. Now we look at types of sexual abuse. How does people abuse themselves in sex? It's very important. Now guys, you guys gonna help me today because we're not gonna social distance today. We ain't have corona here in the radio program. Alright? So we're gonna talk the truth. Alright? So anything to say about what I just said, about that question I just asked? Pertaining to the schools and the awareness, you know?
What can I say? As you said, that they shouldn't be selling or giving away condoms in the schools. Number one, young people, let me tell you all something. When you all reach in school level, primary school or high school, sex is not for you. Hear me again. Sex is not for you. Even though they teach about sex when they're teaching a particular topic. But do not do it at an early age. It is not for you. When you come out of primary school and high school, you can do what you want. Because you are at that tender age where you want to play big man, but you wanted to play in high school. Yes, you could do it when you come out of high school. But don't do it at an early stage. Because you might get a girl pregnant in school. Next thing, she can't come to school for 9 months. Also, until she get the baby after. Then you have a problem on your hand. Because she might want the support for the child and her. But you might not have the money to do it. Because you did something that you wasn't supposed to do at that early time. So I'm encouraging the young people, keep away from it. It is not for you at this early stage. Keep away from it. Okay, I'm done. Now let me ask these two a question. A personal question then. Now, Herschel, did you had sex in school? After school? Let me hear you.
Boy, watch out, pull up.
Nada.
I've been truthful.
Nada. Pass on. Next
Phealecia?
question.
No.
Okay. Same here.
Jesus, sick me.
Good. So all three of us are good. So all three of us are playing the role of behavior. Abstinence. But now see, Phealecia is a mother because she did it out of school. We have to be real here. We have to show them that we're being real. We have to show them that we're being real.
So,
At age 26.
yes. Very
Okay.
good.
See?
Very good.
That's a perfect age
Mm.
to have sex. Good. Proceed.
I know people, right? They're young, and I know they, because, you know, they go around and have sex and everything, and they end up with STD. Young people I'm talking about. And some of them is just under 20. And it's serious because a lot of people, as I said, take sex for a game. But you don't know what the person is
And
carrying.
the sex they take for game. The STD they take for game.
Yes, exactly.
Pass it on,
Take off the mask.
on.
The people need to talk. You need to talk to the people. Take off the mask. Take off the mask. You need to talk to the people. Yes, take off the mask and tell the people what you just said. She's kind of scared today. She's kind of scared today. All right. You know what she was saying, that even STD they take for granted, they ain't take serious.
Yes.
No, these sexual transmitted disease people don't take serious nowadays. I mean, it's to say it's easy to have. Sex is very easy to have.
Yes.
But when you end up with something else, it had to go.
Oh yes.
And that is the truth about it.
Yes.
All right?
Mama is embarrassed.
Lord have mercy. Yes, she listening. She asked if you're listening. Yes, she listening. All right? So that's why she kind of scared today, right? So a lot of people don't practice safe sex, you know? And that is the key word. They don't practice safe sex, you know? And we need to understand that sex is very, very important,
Yes.
but can become very dangerous.
That is so true.
All right? Now, types of sexual, oh my God, abuse. Because, you know, self-abuse is one. So I will go to Shaq and I will go to Phealecia. Where says self-abuse during this is one. Shaq, Phealecia, hit the mail. Let's go. We're looking at abuse. Because people do abuse themselves sexually.
Yes.
And there are factors and risks that people do to themselves. That is, so let's go. Shaquille.
Shaquille. Oh God.
Let's go.
Okay.
Tell me.
Sexually abusing yourself. Well, there are many ways to sexually abuse yourself. Using a sex toy.
Jesus.
Have mercy upon
Making
us.
sex videos.
Oh yes.
Sex videos.
Yes.
Phealecia, come, you need to pull on the map because you're talking some point here. Come, mommy need to listen. Mommy need to hear you. She laughed. Let's go. Let's go, Shaq. Let's go. She giving you some points.
Okay. Well, as she said, sex videos that was leaked. Using sex toys.
Sex pictures.
Yes, that too. And pornography and all of that. That is sexually abusing yourself.
That is very, very true.
Yes.
So they mention some good points here that really, really on my list. You know, the objects, the videos, the pictures, you know, sending around pictures to people, sending around videos, people taking videos of you and you abusing yourself. And also the objects that people use today. As I said, God did not create people to use dildo. It's just a marketing stuff that comes on the market and everybody buy it and try it. It's dangerous. Very dangerous.
Yes.
And these are the danger practice that people practice that can abuse themselves. Don't get me wrong. Do not get me wrong. Alright? We're just talking facts and truth.
Yes.
Alright?
Go ahead.
So the videos, I want to touch on the video thing because recently, a lot of people have been very abusing themselves with these sexual videos and pictures that send around to other people. And you know, as Highlight said, when your videos go around, it's like it's harder than a bullet. You ever hear Highlight song? Screenshot. Let me tell you about screenshot. It was than a gunshot.
I never heard of it.
You hear that?
Never heard of it.
So, because when your videos go on there and it busts the bread bag, meaning the capacity that your videos out there, and you like, okay, who's seeing my video? Who's seeing this? And then the abuse start right there. Right there. So, we should be very careful of what we do.
Exactly.
You know? Sometimes, oh well, because you're in love and they say, oh babe, send me a picture. Oh babe, send me a video of you. And you're going to send a video. You're going to send a picture. How? Let me ask you a question. When you're there with somebody, how much percent do you trust that person? Tell me, between the 1 scale to 100 scale, how much percent do you trust that person? How much? Because to be honest, you may think, oh well, another person, he's good, he have good words, he have good this, good personality. Oh my God. Remember sun also just changed to rain. And rain just changed back to sun.
Yes.
You got to really trust that person 100%. Ask the person, where you want my picture? Don't just take picture and send. Where you want my video? You don't know the person thought inside, because you only see the person outside appearance. But you don't know what's in the person's heart.
Exactly.
So I look at son, oh well, I trust me man, I trust me woman. Okay, you send it out and here goes. One video, one gone. Picture 2 gone out. Picture 4 gone out. And you're all around the world. On internet. And some people don't look at these risk factors. You know? And that way the self-abuse comes in. Am I wrong? Am I right?
Right. Go ahead.
Any more highlight on it?
No.
Phealecia? Oh my God. She really mean it, mommy. She said she's not going to talk to this. Don't worry. She said she's not going to talk to me. Now, also we have relationship abuse. Because people can also sexually abuse their mate.
Oh yes.
And it happened in real life. This ain't a Nancy story what we're giving you.
I have a question.
There's a question coming up. Go ahead.
Pertaining to our video that we go there. There's a bit now. I'm pertaining to that.
Jesus, take the wheel.
The video with the school children. I have a question. Herschel, should school children be dating in school and kissing in school and having videos of themselves kissing and sending around the place?
No.
Okay, what is the answer to that?
They should respect the school uniform.
Okay, thank you.
Basically.
Thank you.
You know, they should respect it.
So why is there a video going on with 2 school children?
As I said, as we just
My
mentioned,
goodness.
right? How much people can you trust? Because maybe say, okay, they say, okay, this all your first. Remember we talked about first dating last week, right? And maybe they could be in the dating process and then they say they're going to kiss and somebody take a video of them and they allowed it and then not recognizing that they're going to send the videos around, you know, and the videos reach out in public, you know, and this is how people hurt themselves. You understand? Because they undermine like the videos that they took that only was among themselves. But then here goes the videos out there.
The person who took that video was wrong to do it.
Of course it's
First of all.
Maybe they asked for it too.
and maybe they asked for it as well. As Phealecia just
They were
said.
comfortable in the video.
Yes, as Phealecia asked us because it happened. It do happen. Alright? It really do happen. Oh my God. I think Phealecia need to take up the mark because she's saying some good points.
Parents, let me tell you something. If you all have children going to school, I think I said it last week and the other week before. Check your children's phone.
I'll take them away.
Check your children's phone. And I'll say that again. Check your children phones. Open up your eyes. See who your children are talking to. And I say that again. Because these parents nowadays are not studying the children nowadays. They are not strict like before time. Parents, wake up. Stand firm. Stand your ground. Play the part. Mothers. Fathers. Uncles. Aunties. What is your purpose of your role? I don't.
Don't say that.
I don't.
So, you hear Pastor Shaka, right? Now we have relationship abuse. Others just mentioned. People do sexually abuse their mate. And this comes up with unconsent in terms of the mate. Because sometimes the person is not in the mood to have sex, right? And then you force the person, because the person said no, you start beating the person, and then you start sexually abuse your own mate. You know, and this happens in real relationship. It happens a lot. And I want Shaq to give some feedback as well. You know? So, Shaq, give some feedback on that as well.
What was that again? Relationship abuse?
Mm-hmm.
Well, relationship abuse to me is that you have to be careful who you are in a relationship with.
Mm.
Be careful who your mate is. Because you cannot trust your mate at all times. Because they can abuse you in so many ways. That is so funny. Because they can tape you while having sex and send the video around. And you think things are alright. And the next week, you see your video going on the place and you want to know how your video get out there. And your sex supposed to be intimate with your partner. That's one about relationship abuse. Your relationship supposed to be between you and your partner.
Mm-hmm.
Not you and your partner and other people seeing what are you doing.
And a relationship.
Exactly. My point exactly. Your mate's supposed to have that trust to say, hello, this is me and you, having whatever. May I have my phone here? Let me leave it alone. That's me and you.
Mm.
That's the both of us together. Because once he used his phone to tape you and your partner together doing whatever in the bed, that's not I don't.
So it happens in relationship, right? And it's very important to trust your mate. Very, very important to trust your mate, who
Now,
you deal with.
Question. If it was you and Herschel in the bed,
Come and judge me.
Oh, me, I'm GG.
question. Suppose it was you and Herschel in bed, and he decided to take the video with you and he having sex. And all of a sudden he said it wrong. What would you do?
I bang the other time. Bang him.
Wait.
You walk off
What
with the
is the answer?
relationship.
Which not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Because you see, as a man, you see, as a woman and man, right? If you really love your mate, you're not gonna do certain things and cross certain lines. You have to remain in your boundaries of respect to the one you love. You understand? Cherish the one you love. And a part of cherishing, it comes up with protecting. So if you got to protect her identity and she got to protect your identity, you have to do it. There is no cause for you to go send around your woman video or your man video out there for public to see. Then what sort of relationship you was in?
Exactly.
How say you love the person? That's what I tell to people, you see me? I'm not like a hurricane. You have to come through me in order to get me. Because there's a lot of people that practice stability, Oh, if I catch you, I will send your video up there, see? I will send your pictures out there. You got to also listen. You also, as an individual, have to protect yourself.
Oh, yes.
Don't look also for your boyfriend or your girlfriend to protect you.
Because what I realize now is that the man videotaping the woman, but he's not videotaping himself. He's not putting his face in the video. He's only leaving the girl to put her into shame.
And she mumu, no?
Except for him, face in the video. Which is wrong. He's supposed to take the blame in this. Not only put the girl in the shame, show your face too. And let the both of you have...
If he honestly loved that girl, he would have never posted
Exactly.
Yes. And there also was one video went on when a woman also taped a man doing whatever, right? And then, because they try to ban me from using the type of word here, what I don't want to use. So I'm not going to say the words them here. But they were doing whatever they were doing, and the woman sent out the video. And he was like, okay, no problem. I'm a man. It's okay to do it. So you see, so people accept it, and some people just don't accept, because some people think, oh, well, it's fun to them. But again, when you love your partner, you should cherish your partner.
I think what they should do, they should have a law pertaining to this. They should put a law in place. I think there was a law in place.
Yes. But they don't enforce it, because that comes up with SVU. You know what SVU mean?
Surveillance?
No. You know what SVU mean? Special Victim Unit. That deal with victimized people. That comes up with all that, and they will work with gender and welfare and different, and the government, and to all of that consideration to put the institution into place. But I think they get an institution, but I don't know if they enforce it when these videos go out. It's just a game to them as well. That people watching it already fun to them, it's fun to our too. Because what they see, what the eyes love to see. What they see is body exposing. Like this is also a porn video site. So we have to be very, very, very careful coming around our relationship and what we do in our relationship. Because believe me, I come to some people, and I do a lot of counseling to people with relationship vibes and all of this. And these are some of the questions that come up to me straight. And I tell them, if somebody do that to you, if somebody say that they're going to do that to you and you feel uncomfortable, then my youth, you know what to do, break up the relationship. Oh, well, I'm going to cry. So what? Cry. You're a human being. What? Crying is something in relationship. You're not going to at least to protect yourself.
Yeah.
Rather than being out there and getting more abuse from society. Am I wrong or right?
You're right.
So, that is very important. Now, also in the midst of this, now, this happened also in marriage and also single relationship as well. Now, when you partner having you're not in the mood, and if your partner come in and he feel he feel thirsty, and they say no, I don't want the sex and everything, and when you begin to force the partner and you begin to hold on the partner and abuse the partner in sexually, that is rape.
Oh yes.
It is. You don't have to rape somebody out there by pulling them. But in relationship, rape does happen. So these are the kind of stuff that you should be careful of when you are doing all of this. You have to look at the facts, and you have to look at the truth. That's why I say to people, I don't afraid to teach about sex. Because some people think sex is like a bullet that's going to kill them. It is truth.
Yes.
And you have to face the truth. Mommy, and also, no, these are what we call sexual violence against gender. Against your own love, against your own, you have to protect the one who you deal with. Easy. You know, so it's very, very important. Now, question goes to Shaq. Why is it important to teach your children about sex as they grow? You see, the fact is, and why I said this, a lot of parents do fail to do it. And once you fail to do it, somebody else can teach them. And it's a truth. And don't be surprised sometimes when your daughter get pregnant or somebody get pregnant, it's because you didn't spend the quality time with them and teach them. So I put the blame on you as well. Don't put the blame on the daughter. Period. Because as a counselor, I will tell you straight up in your face. Without any cool in my mouth. It's very, very important. Teach your children about these issues as they grow up. They don't have to be a primary schooler. As soon as they reach teenage, that way the peer pressure is. That way you have to teach them the truth. So, Shaq and Phealecia, why is it important to teach your children about sex as they grow? Let's go. Talk to the people.
It is a riot. Be quiet for the whole after.
She's very quiet today on this topic because she said she wants to hear the points on this topic, so she's very quiet. So, Shaq?
Well, to me, parents should teach their children about sex at an early age because they can know what to expect.
Mm-hmm.
They can know what to do from what not to do.
Mm-hmm.
And they can know the right from wrong within it.
Very good.
And they can know that they are not supposed to be having sex at this early age within school, at the early age until they come out of school as an adult. Because the age to have sex is what? 18, 19? Okay, 18, 19 is the consent age to have sex. Not when you in first to fifth form. Because I realize nowadays, mostly all the farms having sex nowadays. All. I'm not leaving out none. All.
Oh, including primary.
I'm not going there. I am not going there. Because I can remember something from last year. Was it last year out of here? When the 6th graders had sex with a kindergarten girl? Yes, I think I heard something about that sometime last year, out of here. That 6th grade boys had sex with a kindergarten girl or grade 1 girl, I can't remember. Even primary school children are having sex. Which I don't understand why. Parents, again, don't kill. To me. That's my knowledge.
You can't say the parents don't care.
The children watching things that they should be watching. That's number one.
But sometimes, you know, when the children, you know,
The children have phones now. We had in primary school. They could pick up all kind of things to watch and then learn from it. That's why I say parents look through your children's phone. Again.
You know, and as parents, really, you have to take the truth and spend the time with your children. Because it's very important, especially with your daughters and your little sons. And I think as parents, you should spend the time with them. Teach them the truth about it. Why? Because also, one, there's a time when your children are going to have wet dreams. There's a time when they're going to have feelings to do it. There's a time when all of these emotions are going to come. We are life, this is people. And it happened. The moment you go into the stage to become a teenager, like everything start maturing, start to come, your feelings change, everything start to change. You should teach your children as a mother, as a father. Teach them what a man going to experience when they reach this age. Teach them what a woman going to experience when they reach this age. Don't be afraid. If you continue being afraid, you're going to become a blunder in your children's life. Teach them the truth. Why in heaven's sake some of your parents are running from teaching the children the truth? I don't understand. Really, I don't. And I think I don't have no sympathy coming around this type of teaching. Like it or not, I don't care. Because it is reality. It is truth. It is fact. It is life. And as a parent, you need to sit down rather than going by the bar and sitting with your children, sitting with people, drinking all the time, liming, going party this. Spend time with the children. Very important. Very, very important. It's very important. You out, you don't know what your child is doing. You go there, you don't know what your child is doing. You go to work, only your daughter's home. Nobody home with them. Then I see you till weekend done. What in heaven world is this? Then why God give you a baby and a child to raise up? And sometimes I pray, sometimes God should just take them. Seriously. From you guys, before you guys bring them in the world. To be honest. Because it makes no sense being a parent and you're not playing your role in your children's life. I'm not saying that everybody is perfect. There are some challenges you're going to face as a parent. Number one. A lot of especially if you're a single mother or single father. There's a lot of challenges that you are going to face. But in the challenges, time is very, very, very mandatory for your children. Teach them the truth. Don't hide it. I mean, in my scout group and the youth programs that I do, away from this one, in terms of the children that I teach and all of this, there's a time I sit down with them and I speak to them, teach them as a man, teach them, because I know that they are teenagers and they're going to face a lot of things out there, a lot of things. They watch how public do, they see things in public, they know the website of porn is so vast, they could just log into their computer home, back. Technology is so fast that they can just do it and delete one time.
Exactly.
To be honest with you, you need to spend time with your children.
Now,
okay.
Yes. Pertaining to the government, they're giving out the laptops to school children now. The school children are not using them to do the schoolwork. They are more using them to watch what they want.
Well, okay, that's true. Because, as I said, they could watch this stuff and, because there's nothing if they go on Facebook. Sometimes humanity is just humanity and they need a space. Because just so you come from work and you're tired, they need a space to free up their mind as well. Don't kill them, they're just young, they're alive. Just like you have life too. You check? So don't kill them. But the thing is what the point we're trying to say is that sometimes they watch things that they ain't supposed to watch. Exactly. And that is what the mistake is. So even if the government give them a laptop for them to use pertaining to their school education, it's the parents' duty to ensure that they are doing what they're supposed to do. And also to ensure that they are not watching what they are supposed to be watching. I just said the internet is so vast that technology can just bring up something and delete it the same time.
Even when the parents are out and leave the child home by themselves, they go on the laptop to watch what they want.
Exactly. So, I'm not blaming all the parents for all of this, but I just said because of the lack of knowledge. You see, the more you teach your children, the more they will understand why you are teaching them these things. Very, very important. Okay? Now, do you think this is an education that the government need to push more in our schools as a public awareness? Do you think? Why?
Phealecia, can you answer that question?
Guys, she kind of tired, so. She kind of tired. And she kind of scared to answer this question, so.
The thing is,
so me and Shaq going to deal with this today. Okay?
Does the government have tracking device in the laptops so they can track down what the children are watching? I don't think so.
I don't think
That's
so.
another thing.
I don't think so.
Even the tablets then that they give out the other day to school children who don't have it. And I sure they're not using the tablets for educational stuff.
You got parenting lock and the devices.
Take off your mask. The people want to hear you.
I think one of the schools
Just kidding.
I think the Ministry of Education had set out something about that the children have to give back the tablets them because they're now out of high school. Now suppose I look through the tablets them and they see all these porn sites coming down.
Yeah, children could.
Well, you could
Certain children, you could. Well, certain children we clean the whole laptop.
clean the whole laptop, of course.
Yeah.
Just clean it clean, of course. So yes, I think that.
But they got parenting lock on the devices them.
Mm, yeah, definitely. So any more question? Any more highlight? Yes, highlight. No. So I think it's an education that the government need to push more as a public awareness in our schools, because the more you push it in family life and the more as a guidance counselor or even someone who teach family life, the more you teach them, the more it will get to them. And explain to them step in step, because other side they're going to go up into the puberty stage and all of this, and as they go stage by stage, these are some of the things that they are going to counteract with as they become more mature, as they grow up. So these are some of the points that they really need to look into based on family life at schools as a guidance counselor, and also to push it more as public awareness, not only in our schools, but have single parent seminars in our villages, in our communities, you know, talking about these issues, that parents can be educated more about parenting and proper guidance of their children. Alright? So, and even though they still can push it in churches as well, because to be honest, a lot of people, as I said, a lot of people fear to talk about this thing. Fear to talk about sex. I don't know why.
I know.
And it's not a zombie. It's not going to hurt you. Talking the truth to somebody to guide them forward, it's going to help you.
Oh, yes.
As a person, as an individual. Alright? So, it's an education that we need to push in society. Now, is there any hope for people or any persons living with STD, HIV, AIDS, or any kind of sexual diseases? To be honest, yes. What do you say about that? Give me a highlight on that.
Well, wow.
Yeah, that
People
is it.
who live with HIV and AIDS? It's a tricky one. Well,
Why tricky?
because I don't even know what to say. Living with HIV and AIDS is not real, is something tough to be dealing with,
Mm.
because you have sex with somebody and you don't even realize that the person have AIDS. The next thing you catch it. The next thing you find all kind of symptoms happening to you. You scratching and you finding all kind of bumps coming in your face, you know what, where are these things coming from? Then you're going to tell yourself, let me check this out. Let me go to the hospital, let me check to see if I catch anything. Then when you find out, you want to know, huh? Where did I get this from? Who was the last person I was with? Then when you find out who you was with, you go to them and you want to know, why didn't you tell me you had HIV and AIDS? The person going to feel devastated that they find out they have HIV.
Mm. But there are more ways that you could also contact the virus rather than having sex, but I'm not going to look into that today, but yes. But as I said, there are hope for people who are living with HIV and AIDS. I know people who have HIV, who have STDs, and they are living so good, because of the treatments and all of this. I've been to the hospital one time where one individual invited me to see their partner, and when I went, the person was there on the hospital bed and everything. I saw the symptoms and all of this, but it was not a good sight. But I mean, the person had the flown bull, the flown blown AIDS. Okay, it's not only the virus, but they had the flown one, and the person ended up dying. But people right now who are living with HIV and who have sexual transmitted disease rather than having the natural AIDS itself, there are hope for them, because there are treatment that can help them to become healthy, So There are treatment. But the only year you find, that's what I said, you need to know your sexual status. It's not something to run from. Especially if you are sexually active. If you know you're having sex all the time with different persons, you need to get a checkup. Don't be afraid. If you get it, the STD or whatever, there's treatment for it. It's not for you to be ashamed of. It's not for you for the people to go out and call your name and discriminate you and all of this. You know? So there are confidential testing. So you should know your sexual status. Very, very important. And why, as a counselor, taking antibody testing should be trustworthy and confidential. Because one, you don't know who the people is coming to you. Am I correct?
Yes.
And you going around as a counselor and chatting the people who get the test is not good. People should be able to trust you as a counselor who are taking all of this antibody testing. You know, and a matter of fact, as I on this, December, World AIDS Day is coming up, right? And we also, SKN is also going to have a testing in the square as well. Every December they do it. And a part of the World AIDS Day, free testing is happening, where you can go and know your sexual status.
Yes.
Know your partner. Believe me, I did a test. I did one. I'm not afraid to do one. I did one. Okay, very important. I know my sexual status. You ever did a test? Antibody test, HIV test?
No.
You ever did antibody A? You see? So these are the opportunities you guys could go. Get an antibody testing. You know? To make sure the partner who you have go and do an antibody sexual test as well. Not only you. Listen, if you love each other, don't put up no barrier and don't get no space to build any barrier either. Protocol is protocol. I call it the body protocol. If you want my body and I need your body, the first protocol is, let's go for AIDS test. Oh, well, baby, I thought you love me. This ain't no baby in this no more. Me know me love you, you love me too. But body protocol is body protocol.
Yes.
And you see, a lot of people afraid to do it because some people say, oh, well, I have it. I'm afraid because I know I'm going to square and then the people them start call me name. You see he, you see she, you get a lot of AIDS, you know, they get a lot of AIDS, you know, and the discrimination start to happen. But as I said, as a counselor, you should be able to be trustworthy.
Yes.
You know, when you are doing antibody testing. And I encourage you who are watching on AIDS Day, go and get your AIDS test, HIV test. Antibody testing is very simple. It's just boop, they check your blood, that's it, you're good, you're good. If you have it, then treatment is there. The earlier, it's better for you.
Yes.
Am I correct? Am I wrong?
Yes, you're right.
So it's very, very important. And this is what I used to do when I was in school as the president of the HIV/AIDS Young Youth Challenge in Sandy Point High School. We used to encourage people to go in the public, people who to go and get their testing done. And people used to go and get their testing done. There are vaccines now out there that could help you live a longer life, so you could spend more time with your family, even though you are HIV positive and all of this. So it's very, very important. Any highlight on that, or you want me to move forward?
Go ahead.
Okay. I like him when he said go ahead. It's
Before you go.
yes.
Before you go ahead, we just want to pick up our sponsors. Elmo's Car Rental Services. That's your brother. And also Divine Warriors. That is my friend who does do the posters for us. So those are our two sponsors for now, until we get more on the way. So I'd like to thank the both of you for jumping on board with us with SKN Youth Talk Group. We thank you so much for the support and for the love, for everything. Go right ahead.
Okay. Question, next thing, can AIDS be treated? Can AIDS be treated?
Yes.
Okay, according to Mayo Clinic, currently there is no cure for HIV and AIDS. Alright? But once you have the infection, your body can't get rid of it. However, there are many medications that can control the HIV and prevent complications. These medications are called antiretroviral therapy. Alright? So, as we just said, with AIDS, there is no cure for it. But when you have HIV or any kind of symptom diseases, there are treatment and medications that you can get. You know? Sometimes we call it fire. I know one name fire. You want to name fire?
Yeah.
You want fire? What fire is?
Fire is fire.
What fire is? What fire is? You say on your fire. What fire is?
Fire. Burning. Well, that to me, yeah.
Okay, and I'll get right there. And I'll get right there. Right? Sometimes we say fire, sometimes they say runnings. You hear about them kind of things.
It's a that one.
Yeah. So these are simple form of sexual transmitted, but there are infections, but there are still medications that can control them. You understand? So it's very, very important. There are some people can recover from the serious HIV related infections and diseases. But the only way to control it is by the treatments.
Yes.
And scientists don't have treatments. I think the whole world get treatments now.
Yes.
For all of this sexual transmitted diseases that we can handle and control. But when you get the full-blown AIDS, that is the problem. Because a lot of people don't make it because of the full-blown AIDS and all of this. Because what happens, the HIV is what affects your immune system. And once the immune system are being affected, which means any common flu can kill you. Am I wrong or correct?
Correct.
Okay? Now my question to Shaq is, can a woman get HIV during pregnant? Can a woman who is pregnant get HIV?
Yes, she can.
Why is that?
Because if she had sex
Mm-hmm.
and during her pregnancy stage,
Mm-hmm.
she can catch it, you know. But she will find out after a while because she will find symptoms either in her or in the child when the child birth. So she will want to know where these symptoms come from, where these bumps come from, and my child. Where all of this coming from. The next thing was to take a test for her and for the child. And to find out both of them have AIDS. So they want to know, how does that happen? Who gave me this thing, this virus?
Mm.
And she want to know, is it the person who impregnated her?
Uh-huh.
Then she will have to go to the person now to find out if he had it or if he has it. Then he will want to know, why are you asking me this?
Then they start blaming on each other.
Exactly.
You know, there's if you watch Ken and Geo, they had a drama on that. Ken and Geo from Jamaica. Ever listen to Ken and Geo, and Geo tell Ken that he get STD, and Ken was like, how? Geo tell her, you give me, and Ken tell him, but I don't get it. So they were drumming, they were acting, you know, and these are type of things that you could get messages from as well. But during pregnancy, HIV can pass through the placenta and infect the fetus. During labor and delivery, the body may be exposed to the virus if the mother's blood and other fluid, in the mother's blood and other fluids. So therefore, yes. Cause one time I think I saw a promotion. I think with the HIV promotion card, your hospital, it said that well, I thought I would get pregnant, which she get, but she end up get the STD, the HIV. So they promote things that send out message that even though you may say, oh well, I'm pregnant, I don't have to get HIV. You can. That's why I said knowing your sexual partner before marriage is very important. I'm glad you guys saying sleeping today, cause I'm glad you guys saying that she's tired.
She's too quiet.
She's tired. Let her rest. Men, you're gonna deal with the program. Let her rest. Let her rest today. Mommy, she tired. So when she reach home, make sure she ain't got no phone. And all of this, make sure she sleep. Because she's tired. Yes? Yeah, so. As counselors, you must be wise. You know? Counselors must be wise.
Yes.
You know? And in terms of when you are testing and guiding people, alright? They must be wise.
Oh, yes.
Now, what do we want to promote as a youth talk program? What do we want to promote as a youth talk program pertaining to this? Shock. You see? Because we are promoting something. We are already giving the knowledge about it. The truth and facts about it.
Yeah.
Right? So, what we want to promote is a very simple word that called abstinence.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Can I say it one more time?
Go ahead.
Abstinence.
Yes.
Abstaining from having sex outside of marriage. Abstaining from having sexual intercourse at an early age. Stop practice unprotected sex, but safe sex when you're adult. Huh? Okay. So you see where the message comes up here.
Yes.
In everything we said this afternoon,
Yes.
it comes up with abstinence.
Oh, yes.
And this is what we want to promote as a youth program to the young people out there, to the parents out there. What do you think about that, Shaq?
I think it's good. It's a good thing that we are promoting this about abstinence, abstaining from sex. It is a good thing to promote as a group, as a youth group, to let the young people know that to abstain from sex at an early age. Until you get out of school, you can do what you want.
You know, in general, abstinence should be the only program. It's called Sexual Risk Avoidance Program. This program was created in the United States of America. Teach that abstinence from sex is the only manually acceptable option for youth. An only safe, effective way to prevent pregnancy and STI, which is sexually transmitted diseases. See? So, we don't want to promote for you to have it. We want you to abstain from it. Abstain from it.
Yes.
Because there are consequences. There are consequences to it. When you have unprotected sex, there are consequences. So the Sexual Risk Avoidance Program in the United States started, and this is what they promote: abstinence. Once we're youth, they promote abstinence. You know, and I think this one of the program that we should apply here. As a community, as a country, you know, the sexual avoidance program. So we teach youth based on that program. So Shaq, you're afraid not to teach about sex or no?
You can't handle it.
Yeah, you still can't handle it.
No. Not yet. Not yet.
Okay. Now, before we wrap up on everything, right? Now, some of the things that the government can do to popularize more awareness about sexual education in family life is follow the same chat and link that they used to do when we were students. That is one, the HIV Youth Challenge program. As I said, when we started out in Sandy Point High School, we started a program under Gloria Mills and Miss Laka. And they did a very great job. We had our t-shirt promoting abstinence and everything. We've been through, youth conferences and seminars of students. And this is what we used to promote. You know? So, form a student HIV Youth Challenge Club program. In that program, then you talk about the sexual risk and everything. And how can the students promote abstinence to the other students in the school. So this one of the program that they should look towards to. Yes? And have more campaigns, as I said, with students and even the AIDS awareness. Not only have it on December, but have it like regular basis, you know, in different communities. And there's some churches that do community testing. You know, I don't know if the church ever do one. I know the Wesleyan Holiness Church do it, the Seventh-day Adventists do it, and some other churches do practice these things where they have free AIDS testing. So the people in the community will go and do the AIDS test because they get that as a community program, also to help the members in their church about abstinence and all of this. So this one thing that the church could do as well, you know, and and my encouragement right now, before I give back Shaq over the protocol, all right? I not talk a lot. I know Phealecia was very quiet this afternoon. I know her mother wonder why she quiet this afternoon, but she afraid of what? Talking about it, so we have to give her a chance today. Okay? So, encouraging the youths right now. We want to encourage you as young people to abstain.
Yes.
You know, and we want to encourage the public as well. On AIDS Day, World AIDS Day, when they're having the testing in the square, don't afraid to do your test. One simple test, now kill you. It's going to help you.
Oh, yes.
Know your knowledge of your sexual status. So Shaq, get your testing done. Phil, get your testing done. I'm going to get another test again. If you want three of us together, we go together. Right? And the day. Yes? So get your testing done. And those of you who are watching, get your testing done. You're going to be in the square. And AIDS Day, World AIDS Day. And you don't want to miss it. Okay? So don't be afraid. If you are sexually active and you never did an HIV rapid test, go and get it done. Alright? So I thank you guys for listening from my side. And I hope I really bring some clarification and understanding for many of you who are watching and everything. So Shaq will get over the board now and Shaq will continue and close our from.
All right. It was such a wonderful topic today. Such a ticklish topic today. About sex, we have learned a lot. I know Phealecia was quiet today, but I hope she learned something.
I want to hear talk now. I want to hear give encouragement to someone who watching. She's quiet, guys. She's very quiet.
She's very quiet today.
She's very quiet
from
today.
Next week, she will be talking from next week.
From next week, she is over the topic, which is the Christmas topic.
Yes.
She'll be one doing it. We're gonna be one asking the question.
Yes.
She'll be handling the topic.
So from next week,
yes,
we will be discussing different Christmas topics until Christmas is done. So from next week onwards, different Christmas topics because we are now in the season of Christmas. So join us next week. Thank you for joining us. We do appreciate your presence. Thank you to our sponsors, Elmo's Car Rental Services. Thank you for jumping on board. And to also Divine Warriors Media. Thank you for jumping on board as well with us. We are SKN Youth Talk. With me, I am Shaquille Gumbs once again.
And before you close it, we will be having a Christmas concert on the 20th, and I want you guys to really take note on that date. But we're gonna let you know the venue and everything next week.
Yes,
program.
We will discuss this after the program is over.
Yes.
So we can get everything sorted out and finalized before we give the venue and everything.
And you're gonna see Phealecia dancing on the Christmas concert.
So yes, the Christmas virtual concert is the 20th of December. That is the third Sunday in December. So once again, we thank you for joining us this afternoon. We thank you so much for jumping on board. We thank you for viewing. God bless each and every one of you. See you next week Sunday. Same time, same place, 4 p.m. right here on Royal Central Praise. And we are out.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Match me today.